Hello everyone, I'm Brian Croydragon and welcome back to Vox Adventures. So how about I recommend some more movies for Halloween? Around October, really. You can always go with the Darkman trilogy, a superhero inspired by the Universal Horror series. What's that? Unfinished or destroyed? What do you think? Of course, due to the ratings, you can't show it to young kids. Of course, I've never seen well, maybe some of the Godzilla movies would count. Godzilla's Revenge at least, but blah 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 blah. Anyway, Dorkman, what can I say about it? The plot is Dr. Peyton Westlake has been. Oh, jeez, like I can't even say it properly. Okay, what's the story? Um, a scientist gets caught in a lab accident, horribly scarring him. He make face can make masks that looks like anyone's face. And he also, if I recall correctly, he something to do with his pain receptors. Either he lost them or they were removed in hospital. So there you go. Liam Neeson plays them in the first movie. And now, if you excuse me, let's do some reading. Just one moment. Duke. William of Normandy, William the Conqueror was a duke before he was a king. But I mean, just saying, referring to him as a king pretty much just spoils what happens. But then again, if you're familiar with history, I think you're gonna figure it out. So, the Darkman movies, if I remember the order exactly, the ratings are 14A, 18A, 14A, so be prepared if you check them out. Liam Neeson only played Peyton for the first film, and the other two, Arnold Vosloo took over. The second one is called The Revenge of Durant, and now if you are wondering who this Durant person is, well, to be straight to the point, Durant is the gangster responsible for Peyton's disfigurement and pretty much the whole situation that is his life. The third movie is called Die, Dark Man, Die, and unlike the second one, there's no ties to the first one besides the obvious title character. No returning characters or anything like that, except for Dark Man. If you haven't guessed, the villains are nothing fantastic. Gangsters, corrupt corporate executives, things like that. The occasional, uh, maybe a mad scientist. Because let's face it, sometimes character types overlap. And of course, if you want something lighter, might I suggest a Toho classic, Destroy All Monsters. We've got Godzilla, Anguirus, King Ghidorah, Gorosaurus, Manda, Varan, Minya, Rodan, and Mothra too. But today it's only the Darkman movies that I'm recommending. Are they the best? No. Are they the worst? Also no. The first movie, I believe, was directed by Sam Raimi. If you recognize that name, he eventually went on to direct the first Spider-Man trilogy. Well, should I say the only Spider-Man trilogy at this point, considering The Amazing Spider-Man never made it past 2, and we aren't sure what the MCU status is at the moment. What is that? Oh, I know what that is. What is this? Ruins of a house or something? Ah. What have we got here? Feathers. Cute. Ah. Excellent work, Ray. Now let's get going. Let's see how far we can get. Oh, plaques, I read plagues initially. Yeah, let's get down into the water. Oh yeah, I had to make sure I was pointed in the right direction. Oh jeez. Wait, what is that? Yeah, it's the sun. Oh, now this one I definitely know. Where did the Vikings believe the Besserlin would head to when they died? A. Avalon, B. Tartarus, C. Valhalla, or D. Niflheim? The answer is Valhalla. Here's another one that I definitely know. What kind of birds would you find sitting at Odin's throne? A. Pigeons, B. Seagulls, C. Owls, or D. Ravens? Well, the answer is ravens, but owls, I do like that idea. Might use that. Here's another one I know. The first living thing, according to Norse myths, was Ymir. What exactly was Ymir? A. Half man, half god. B. A cow. C. A frost giant. Or D. A sacred sea creature. Well, the answer would be C. A frost giant. Hmm. Which day of the week doesn't have a naming association with the Vikings? A. Saturday. B. Thursday. C. Wednesday. Or D. Tuesday. Well, the answer would be Saturday, because it's named after Saturn, who is the Roman counterpart to the Greek Cronus. Thursday is named after Thor, Wednesday is named after Odin under his English name Woden, and Tuesday is named after Tyre. Oh, here's another one. How did Odin lose an eye? He was impaled. Hold on. A. He was impaled on a branch at Yggdrasil in order to learn the secret of the wounds. It was the cost of drinking from Mimir's fountain which made him all wise. C. He lost it in battle with his son Loki. Loki wasn't his son. Loki was Odin's cousin. Or D. It was given to the Oracle, allowing the Vikings to see in the future. The answer is B. It was the cost of drinking from Mimir's fountain which made him all wise. Now here's another one. Of the Jarls, Carls, and Thralls, which class was the highest in Nordic society? A. The Jarls, B. The Carls, C. The Thralls, or D. The Jarls and Carls were of equal status. Well, the answer would be the Jarls. They were the earls, they were the same thing as an earl. Carl is the common folk, and a thrall would be a slave. Oh, here's a good one. The TV series Vikings makes a few interesting historical leaps. Which of these historical plot lines is actually true? A. Ragnar Lothbrok and Rollo were really brothers. B. Ragnar and Rollo were both present at the famed raid on Lindisfarne in 793. C. Ragnar was married to Aslog. Or D. Count Odo was just as weirdly lurid as the show suggests and he died violently. The answer would be C. Ragnar was married to Aslog, and for you Legothla lovers, I'd like to point out that Legothla actually originates with the Gesta Danorum, not the saga of Ragnar Lothbrok, and thus Ragnar only ever had two wives. Now here's another good one. Canute the Great was at times ruler of which countries? A. England and Norway. B. Norway and Denmark. C. Denmark and England. Or D. All three. The answer is all three. What is the word for the rainbow bridge that connects the world of man with the world of the gods? A. Ulrichern. B. Trut. C. Jotnar. Or D. Bifrost. And yes, that is the actual pronunciation. It's D. Bifrost. That is the legitimate pronunciation. Here's another one. What year is commonly associated with the end of the Viking Age? A. 858, B. 1066, C. 1280, or D. 1491? The answer is 1066. That's the year Harold Hardrada died at the Battle of Stamford Bridge. Jonathan Rhys Meyers won fame for starring in the historical drama The Tudors. Whom did he play in Vikings? A. Bishop Haymond. B. Sigurd Snake in the Eye. C. King Egbert. Or D. Calf? The answer is Bishop Haymond. Linus Roach played King Egbert, and I can't rightly remember the names of who played Sigurd and Calf. What is the name given to the fighting force led by Ragnar's sons? B. Great Heathen Army. B. Norse Force. C. Berserkers. D. Vessel of Vengeance. Well, the answer is the Great Heathen Army. Well, that's this magazine finished. Excellent, I'll read it again sometime. And now I have two magazines related to the subject of the Norsemen. Oh, jeez. Come on. Excuse me. charger. Well, it seems we've reached the end of the. Hold on. What the? Okay, guess we have reached the end of this adventure. But not the end of the episode. The video's still going. Okay, what's going on Discord? Okay, let's... Yes, because obviously that's the word. So on. Get rid of that, you know, people always want corn, the potatoes I don't know, the fellers... Oh jeez, I got things I don't even know what to do with. I can't eat them, so what do I do with them? Oh, so, okay. Oh, forget it. Into the disposal with you. Oh. Got fish in there now. Oh, jeez. So what can we talk about? Uh, The Shows Must Go On is streaming something today, at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What is it? Michael Ball Past and Present Tour. exactly is Michael Ball? English actor, singer, and broadcaster. He made his debut in he made his wrestling debut in 1985, playing Marius Pontmercy in the original London production of Les Mis, and went on to star in 1987 as Raoul in the Phantom of the Opera. Okay. Do I know him from anything? Um. Oh, DVDs. That's a lot of help. Oh yeah, I guess it makes sense with the Phantom of the Opera thing. Uh, the shows must go on was created by Andrew Lloyd Webber, so yeah, that makes sense. Oh yeah, they made us a Rap 25th anniversary concert. I've got that. So just how long is this thing? I'm gonna be under on IMDb. South? Probably south. Um, oh right, Wikipedia said 2009, so... Oh really, he was on an episode of Would I Lie to You? Okay, let's... He just... It even have an IMDb... Oh, there we go. 2 hours, okay. 50 stars you didn't know were in horror movies? Okay, let's just see. Oh yeah, I knew Johnny Depp was in the original Nightmare on Elm Street. Have I seen it? No, but that's pretty fake. But it's everyone. I've known that for a long time. None of these movies are things I've ever seen. And yeah, can't really care because none of them are movies I've ever seen. Hmm. Where? Actually, maybe that's a Loki being Odin's son thing was meant just for people who are only familiar with the Marvel portrayals. It's possible. Uh, the actual relationship between Odin and Loki was cousins and blood brothers. So you have them twice related. Oh, let's go. Oh, maybe I'm a bit premature and no, let's just go. And if there's no PvP and there's no mobs, so let's take the armor off. Oh, well, that was short-lived. The Viking movies listed in that magazine, I've seen some of them. Obviously, The Vikings, starring Kirk Douglas, Ernest Borgnine, Tony Curtis, and Janet Wright. Janet Wright? That's not even the name, oh, who cares? You know, Marion from Psycho. Why am I thinking Janet Leigh? There we go. Janet Wright? What the hell? Wright as in Wright brothers. There's a lot of way that can be heard as, so gotta explain it, what I was thinking. Also seen The 13th Warrior, and read the book it's based on. Eaters of the Dead by Michael Crichton is fantastic. I have, of course, seen the How to Train Your Dragon movies, seen the TV series, and a good portion of the specials. Also seen the Thor movies. The first Thor movie is one of my favorites of the MCU, along with Iron Man 2 and Avengers Infinity War. Yeah, leave it to me to get the two mixed up, but in my defense, they were originally envisioned as two-parter movies. Good lord, two-parter movies. Put them together and what exactly do you get for a runtime? Oh, probably something close to the 6-hour mark. Of course, in my opinion, while they're my favorites, the best of the MCU, the best MCU movies are Guardians of the Galaxy and Black Panther. And of course, I mean the first Guardians of the Galaxy. If I was including Volume 2, I would have said, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. And of course, those two are also among my favorites, but they're really only ones that don't have any involvement from my favorite actor and director, Kenneth Branagh. Kenneth Branagh having directed the post-credit scene for Iron Man 2, and of course he directed Thor. And he has an uncredited role in Avengers Infinity War. No, they were trying to make a Black Panther movie as far back as the 1990s. What's his name? Wesley Snipes, I think, as the title character, but they were shifting the setting to, what the... What's a Fear Gorthats doing in this sort of environment? They were shifting the setting to, you know, no, you don't know, you know, the 1960s with the movement, the civil rights movement, and he would have actually been a member of the Black Panther Party. Which it must be stated, the comic book character is not named after that party. He predates the party. That's already a misconception that he was named after the party, but good lord, if that movie had actually been made, the misconception would have been enforced. And I just don't like that idea. You're basically taking everything fantastic away from the character. I'm glad that movie wasn't made. I mean, I like the idea of the 1960s setting. Because really, there aren't enough period pieces, I think, when it comes to superhero movies. Oh, jeez. I would have kept the 1960s setting, but all of the Black Panther Party stuff, no, I would have thrown that out the window. Out the window where it belongs. The civil rights tying it in with the civil rights movement, interesting idea, but no, throw the Black Panther Party stuff out the window. The window is where the out the window is where the Black Panther Party stuff belongs. And I have looked at the various actors considered for the role of T'Challa, and well, Chadwick Boseman was phenomenal, and may he rest in peace. Uh, I think Jamon Honsu would have also done a good job, and I do think he actually played the character once. Let's see here. Black Panther, Jamon Honsu. Um, yeah, in a TV series in 2010. Oh, it's motion comic and television series by Marvel Knights Animation. It was the first animated television series financed by BET since Hey Moni. Each of the 6 episodes of the series was 20 minutes in length. Let's see here. Who else do I recognize? Jamon Hansu as T'Challa. Yeah, Stanley, of course I recognize as General Wallace. Alfred Woodard as Dondy Reese, I definitely recognize. She was phenomenal as Sarabi in the remake of The Lion King. Carl Lumbly as Sayan, yeah, I recognize. No idea who Joan Scott is. Phil Lamar, yeah, I recognize his work. Peter Lurry, of course. Phil Morris, of course. How old is he? Oh, 61. 61 now. Vanessa Marshall, Nolan North, Kevin Michael Richardson. Really, Kevin Michael Richardson as Wolverine. Interesting. And of course, the first historical Black Panther. And then we got Rick D. Razaman as Radioactive Man. Jamon Hunsu, excellent actor. Um, was really impressed with his portrayal of Caliban in Julie Taymor's The Tempest. And I think he was also considered for the role in the third Fantastic Four movie that never got made after Rise of the Silver Surfer. We did get that new one some years ago, however long ago it was. Yeah, you know, the one that Stanley basically disowned. Yeah, I hope that the E-Time feature gets brought back. If I were to write a Black Panther homage, I'm not sure I would use the 1960s setting. I mean, I'd like to make it as different as I don't know, maybe set it in World War One. I don't know. Maybe World War One. Oh, maybe in the 1930s. That would be really different. Excuse me. Of course, I would have to, given my preference for, for using caracones, uh, a leopard motif would have to be for a villain. Leopard, lion, either of those motifs work well for a villain. Male caracones are typically larger than the female, about 20 inches at the shoulder, while the female is 16 inches. So I don't know. Yeah, it really gives you a David and Goliath type thing. Mabaku and his totem being like ape never really made sense. Actually, maybe it does make sense. The leopard is a predator of the gorilla, but if you turn it around, it would make more sense. Like if Mabaku was the hero and T'Challa was the villain, it would have made more sense in the comics, but no, it's just that killer gorilla thing. Yeah, leopards rarely prey on adult male gorillas, but they do specifically of western lowland gorillas. So, really, it doesn't make much sense these days. Oh, jeez. These days it would make more sense if T'Challa was the villain and M'Baku the hero, given the leopard being a predator of the gorilla thing. Oh jeez, it really hasn't aged well, has it? Oh jeez. Come on, just set already. And really, when you go for an animal motif, it should make sense. It really should. A man with a leopard motif having an enemy who has a gorilla motif, that makes sense. What doesn't make sense is the guy with the gorilla motif being the villain, especially in this day and age. I really like how the film Black Panther handled M'Baku because, yeah, the killer gorilla trope really dead. It's fun with uh, characters like King Kong or the Mongoni from Tarzan of the Apes because they're not actually gorillas. The only time Kong actually has been portrayed as a gorilla was in the Peter Jackson film, and that was just taking the lazy route. Instead of creating a design of your own that's inspired by gorillas, you just make them an action. You just take the look completely and make it giant. And on your left, an undersea temple and a guardian. So where are we going? I think we might be hitting the edge of the world at some point again. And something that I love about the Thor movies and about Black Panther is the general aesthetic. I love the aesthetic on Asgard. I love how the armor looks, the weapons and everything, the architecture, and it's the same with Wakanda. I love the costuming. I love the weapons. I love the architecture. They've got really good aesthetics and they're really fun movies. I've not read a lot of Black Panther, but I would like to. Thor is my favorite Marvel character, so obviously I've read a lot of his uh, comics. The Eternal Saga, marvelous. It's really, really great. Mm. Huh. Well, this is unusual. I also think of Wonder Woman sometimes. I've not read a lot of her comics, only read through Amazon, which is fantastic. And in the original Hellenistic myths, here's the thing. The Amazons merely kept their husbands in the neighboring country. Yes, they had husbands, therefore they had families. And I'm just thinking of a continuity where Diana's daughter is very much in the same boat. He's just in another country. He's just in the neighboring country. Of course, if it's an island, then he'd be on the neighboring island. Now, wouldn't that be right? And I imagine her father, rather than being a warrior, I mean, if you want to follow this type of writing idea, by all means, you can make him a warrior and make him and Hippolyta a battle couple. Uh, I actually see, envision her her father in such a continuity being a philosopher. You know, more philosopher than warrior. Of course, warrior philosopher is a thing, so there you go. But um, yeah, there's a lot of ways you can go with go with that. Maybe make it a period piece. And actually set it in ancient times. What? It's important that you make it different. Maybe take a look at some Elseworlds. Well, that's all for today, everyone. I'm Brian Croy Dragon, signing out. Stay Shrey.